Welcome everyone. So today we're back at Universal Studios Florida, but for a little change of pace, I thought we would just avoid the theme parks. I know, shocking, right? But instead, I want to just stick to CityWalk. So why don't you come with me for a tour around the CityWalk, and I promise we'll find some coins along the way. Let's get things rolling. For those of you that may not be too familiar with CityWalk, for lack of a better example, it's kind of like Disney Springs here in Florida or downtown Disney out in California. It's located in between the parking garages and the actual theme parks, and it's filled with all sorts of different dining and shopping experiences. Now, as I'm sure you can imagine, there are all sorts of press vending machines in this area, but I'm not going to go over those again today because I've already documented them in the past, and I'll leave those descriptions down below in case you want to check out those videos separately. But today, however, I was informed that they have released a new collectible medallion machine, which I'm excited about, hopefully you can tell. Now, Universal has certainly jumped on the bandwagon with these collectible medallions. Initially, we found that first set during their Halloween Horror Nights this past season, and then again, a second set of coins was released during their holiday celebration. So this is actually the complete second machine that's located outside of Universal Studios theme park. It's over at one of the shops here in CityWalk. Now, I have a rough idea of where it's going to be found, but I thought instead of just going right to it, why don't we do a little sightseeing around CityWalk? I'll point out some of the restaurants and the shopping experiences that I really think are fantastic, and then we'll hunt down those new coins. So let's go take a look and see what we can find. So once you enter into CityWalk, you start heading back towards the theme parks. One of the very first places you're going to come across is the brand new Universal Studios store. This place is huge, but it's nice that it's out here in CityWalk, so in case you're not actually going into the theme park, it still allows you to go in and check out a whole bunch of souvenirs that you can take back with you. One of the more popular places here at CityWalk to grab a snack is Voodoo Donuts. Now, here's a bit of a hot take. I actually do not really like the Voodoo Donuts. They're more of a cake-style donut, so they're really kind of heavy and dense, which is just not my cup of tea. And I know Universal fans are going to get mad. I actually prefer to go to Everglazed over at Disney Springs, but that's just me. If you haven't tried either, definitely go and try them. Voodoo has some really unique flavors that you just won't find anywhere else. So be sure to stop in and try it, but like I said, just beware. They are those more dense, heavy cake-style donuts. So if that's your thing, then this might be the place to check out. The NBC Sports Grill and Brew is another place I've tried a few times. It's okay. It's, kind of bar food, nachos, burgers, steaks, that kind of thing. So it's okay. Nothing that kind of stands out that I would rush back, but definitely fun atmosphere. If you do like beer, they have a lot of different brews on tap that you can try. So just past the NBC Sports Grill and Brew is the bridge that will take you over towards Universal Studios Florida. Now again, we're not heading inside today. I know, I promise we'll be back as soon as we can. For now, we're gonna take a sharp left and keep heading around CityWalk. It's the famous Universal Globe. As you can see, a very popular spot for pictures, so just have to wait your turn, but you'll be able to get it. Of course, you gotta wait for the ball to spin around. They do have a Hard Rock Cafe here, although, to be honest, this is a chain, so if you've been to one, you've kind of been to them all. Same as kind of the NBC Sports Grill and Brew. It's steaks, burgers, chicken, pasta, nothing too fancy. They used to have a 24-karat gold burger here, which was kind of a gimmick. I never tried it, but I had some people say that it just tasted like a regular burger. Now, right beside it, they do actually have a venue there they hold concerts. Next up, we've got Twosome's Chocolate Emporium. Now, this place is really fantastic. The theming in here is really cool. It's kind of like a steampunk chocolate factory. They do have characters that actually, they used to walk around and kind of interact with you, continuing the story that they had here. But food is really great, fun atmosphere, definitely a place I'd recommend. Not too far away from Twosome as we continue our tour around is the entrance to Islands of Adventure. Sad to say, not heading in there today, but let's keep going around CityWalk. Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Again, many of these are all around the country and even international, I believe. I do enjoy it. They have these amazing nachos. The rest of the food is pretty run-of-the-mill, but I will say I've sometimes just gone in there and just got an order of nachos and a couple margaritas and enjoyed my evening before heading back home. So definitely a place to check out. Big Fire American Fare, I believe, is the latest restaurant to join us here at CityWalk. This actually used to be where the Emerald Lagasse restaurant was, and in years past I went to that place numerous times. I really loved it, so I was sad to see it go, but Big Fire is a really good replacement. As the name suggests, there actually is a large open fire inside the restaurant where the chefs actually perform and cook a lot of your main entrees if you check it out. So the food is really fantastic. Definitely a little more expensive than a lot of the other restaurants here, but if you get a chance to eat here, I would definitely recommend it. All right, right now we're kind of behind the Universal Legacy store, and there's a whole group of few restaurants back here and some kind of nightclubs that are available after hours. This is the first place we came to, the CityWalk Hot Dog Hall of Fame. They got a whole bunch of different hot dogs themed around different United States with all sorts of crazy toppings. Now, here's another hot take. I am not a huge hot dog fan, so I have never eaten here, but I do have some friends that have tried it and always say that many of the different varieties of hot dogs they have here are really good. This colorful building is Antojitos. As you can read the sign, it says authentic Mexican food. I don't know how authentic it actually is, but at least to my palate, I think the food is really fantastic. I always enjoy everything I have. And another fun part of it is they do have throughout the night live music playing with mariachi bands and all sorts of different entertainment happening, which is really cool and enhances your dining experience. It can be a bit loud, so if you're looking for a quieter dining experience, this may be a place to skip, but I would definitely recommend trying it. So this is kind of the nightclub area, more popular later on at night after the park's closed. So we just saw Fat Tuesdays. Up here is Pat O'Brien's, another place that's I've never actually experienced, but I heard they have really good drinks. The Bob Marley, A Tribute to Freedom restaurant, is another of my all-time favorites here. It's a little deceiving because you kind of think it's all enclosed, like inside of a building, but when you actually go into your table, the back side of this building is completely open, and they actually have reggae bands that are playing throughout the night. Again, makes for really fun live entertainment. The food is fantastic. The jerk chicken is one of my all-time favorites, and I've been waiting for this place to reopen so that I can get back in there and enjoy it again. And now we're up on the second level. This is primarily kind of a food court area, so you've got like a Burger King Whopper bar, a Moe's, Southwest Grill, Panda Express, a few other things up here, but nothing too exciting. Unless there's huge lines at everywhere else, this is a quick place to grab a nice, easy lunch before heading back to the park. One place back in here in the food court area that actually is really good is Breadbox handcrafted sandwiches. I've tried many of these sandwiches over time, and they are all really good. So this is kind of a hidden gem back here. I don't know how many people actually know about it unless you really check back here into the far back corner. Red Oven Pizza Bakery is actually one of my favorite pizza places here in Orlando. I know it's really sad to say, but here in Florida, we honestly have really terrible pizza. But this is probably one of the better places that I've found to get pizza, and I order it almost every time. I usually take it to go and snack on it on my ride home from the park. Vivo Italian Kitchen, I only went once and I was not a fan. It wasn't that great. I was always told they had a lot of fresh pasta, and the night I went, they didn't have any fresh pasta, so that was kind of a letdown, but I'll have to try it again sometime in the future. Right beside Vivo is the Cowfish. I've never actually eaten there yet. Hopefully very soon, it's on my to-do list. I have heard they have really good sushi, and they're also supposed to have fantastic burgers, kind of unique creation, so have to try that out soon in the future. Yeah, we are back kind of in the main central hub area of CityWalk, and just over there on the left you can see that's the big Universal Studios store. That's where you're going to find all the more common stuff that's available right now, like Harry Potter, Transformers, things like that. But for this collectible machine, what I've heard is we have to pull a little bit of a turn over here to the right and head into the Universal Legacy store. Now this is set up more kind of for the history of Universal, and we've got a lot of cool things in there that show off a lot of old attractions that Universal used to have here, like Jaws and even Kongfrontation. So let's head inside and we'll see what we can find. All right, let's check out the coin designs we got. First off, one of my favorites, the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Next, we've got Kong. Jaws. That's a cool design. I really like that design. Oh, I just noticed it's even got the swimmer up on top. And last but not least, our good buddy E.T. In the back has that kind of cool retro looking Universal Studios Florida logo. Well, that's going to do it for my afternoon here at Universal CityWalk. I will say it's a little strange to come all this way and not actually go into one of the theme parks, but to be honest, it was kind of enjoyable to just kind of take my time, walk around, do some shopping, grab some snacks along the way. I'm also really excited we were able to find that new set of collectible medallions over in the Legacy store, and I love those designs with Confrontation, Back to the Future, Jaws, and of course E.T., you know, some classic Universal attractions here. I am sad that those attractions are gone, but you know, you've always got to keep on changing. That's what these theme parks are all about. Also, as we walked around and I pointed out some of my favorite restaurants and ones that I didn't have such great experiences with, I hope that information maybe helps you on some of your future trips here to Universal CityWalk. If you have experienced any of these restaurants and had good or bad experiences, be sure to leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear all about it. As always, thank you for tagging along with my trip today. I really appreciate it. Take care, and as always, keep on pressing.